Ever feel heavy, stuck, or life just doesn't seem to be flowing the way that you want? You might be carrying hidden energy blocks that are keeping you in a low vibration, and you may not even realize it. That is what we are going to be talking about today. Welcome to Infinite You. I am Dr. Sherry, and I am so glad you are here joining me. This may be your first time to my channel, or you may be coming back to see me again, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. For those who do not know me, I am a spiritual psychologist, an intuitive empowerment coach, a life and a business coach, and a human potential catalyst, and definitely, for sure, an abundance mindset mentor. I love the energy, the flow, the dimensionality of who we are as humans and who we are in our minds and the way that we navigate life in third, fourth, and fifth dimensional reality. So, welcome. I appreciate you being here. I'm going to put my screen down just a little tiny bit. Hopefully the lighting is okay because my glasses are bouncing a lot of light off of them today for some reason. I guess it's the time of day. I want to say this before I begin talking about these seven sort of identifiers for what may be going on with you in your lower vibration and how you're feeling, and then how we can flip it. But I do want to say this kind of as like a little bit of an energetic disclaimer. Before we dive in, we all know as human beings that feeling low is a part of our human experience. There can be gifts in that vibration for sure. You're not meant to be, we are not meant to be in a high vibe 100% of the time. It's really cool. It's not a terrible, lofty goal, but I think that life presents us with so many different kinds of challenges that can eventually turn into an opportunity or a new level of awareness and all of that good stuff. But lower moments can be profound opportunities for growth, healing, clarity. So I just want to say that absolutely we humans experience the whole range of emotions, and what we are going through in any given moment in time, we never know. But if you feel stuck in a lower vibration right now and you cannot seem to break free, these seven blocks could be the reason, and that is what I would love to talk about today. So on with it. Hang on, I got a little piece of corgi fur on the top of my lip. It's one of the things of my life with this beautiful corgi glitter. Here we go. 7 energy blocks that keep you in a low vibration and how to shift them. Number 1, this is huge. You are stuck in self-judgment and negative self-talk. Remember that every thought carries a frequency, and judging yourself lowers your own vibration. Your subconscious believes what you tell it. So if you are hard on yourself, you are reinforcing that limitation. I want to just elaborate, I think, a little tiny bit here. I think the bigger question when it comes to your self-talk, your internal dialogue, I actually have an entire program offer called Ignite Your Inner Game, where I really do take a deeper dive into the workings of your mind and the conversation you are having with yourself. And it really is about the foundation of who you are. And then, how could I say this in a different way? I think about inner game as your foundation, as the soil of your mind. I know I'm coming up with like a gardening example. But when you have amazing, healthy, rich, beautiful soil, then you can plant the seeds for all of the thoughts and the beliefs and your dreams and desires and visions and the highest potential of who you are into that soil. And so, to me, that inner game, your internal dialogue, how you are talking to yourself, what conversations you're having, that's kind of all about that inner game. Like, what is the foundation? What is the soil? And then, of course, how can you shift it? Every human is absolutely in that space from time to time of being very critical about who we are, our self judgment, and all of the things that we wish that we could do better or be better. And I just would like to invite you to begin to shift that and let that go. You don't, you are not beholden to justifying or explaining yourself to anyone else but you. So you have way more control than what you think regarding all of those conversations about who you are and how you judge who you are. You are allowed to give yourself permission to just let it go. You don't need to engage in that dialogue. And the shift really is about just becoming a powerful observer of those conversations, those thoughts, those beliefs, those stories, those paradigms that likely are not true for you at all and are definitely not true for you at the soul level. So, watch your thoughts, observe your thoughts, become a keen observer, and just simply decide and remember that whatever you're thinking is what you are creating. So, reframe your thoughts not just with self compassion and gentleness and grace, but definitely reframe your thoughts that are significantly more aligned with the essence of who you are at the soul level. I say this in every video. Your soul is eternal, wise, living in a higher vibration, has been you forever since the dawn of time, of the birth of your soul. And so you get to decide when you align and come from that place. It transcends everything else that you have known in your current human experience. And so think about rewiring your thoughts, and I think catching yourself in the moments where you get in that self deprecating mode and you just are not feeling so good about yourself. Be intentional about reframing. Remember, your inner game is that foundation, that soil of who you are. You get to decide what thoughts and beliefs and stories you want to plant in your beautiful, amazing soul garden. That is number one. Number two, you are reacting to your reality instead of creating it. And it is very easy being in this human form, in a solid physical form that immediately is in a significantly lower vibration than the vibration of your soul, for sure. And so, by default, being human in this beautiful human experience, how could I say this? The duality is striking to me, and it's definitely taken many, many years of my life and reflecting and becoming and evolving and growing and expanding to really lean in to embrace this beautiful physical human journey. We're very energetic. We are physical beings, we are non-physical beings. We are all of it. We're multidimensional. And so when we are reacting to our reality, we are very much in that physical, three-dimensional mode. And, there's no other way to say this. Sometimes life can be really, really crappy. There's no way around it. In a moment when we lose someone we love, when something traumatic happens to us, our physical reality is kind of like bringing things to us all the time so we can observe and grow from it or expand in some way, right? I don't want to get all existential on you for sure because, I'm still a human too. And as much as I feel like I've really grown and expanded and evolved, which I have, it doesn't mean I'm still not human. I'm going through this as well. But if you are constantly reacting to what's happening in your life, bad news, stress, money fears, other people's opinions, other people's judgment, which can be really harsh, you definitely can get into survival mode very, very quickly. And this keeps you locked in the same frequency that you are experiencing whatever that problem is, that bad news, judgment of others, whatever it is. You're now experiencing that vibration and the vibration that's coming to you. I want to say that a different way. Because you're not just singularly physical, because you are a multidimensional human being, when things are happening that kind of just sort of jar you or throw you off, remember you can always get out of that three-dimensional physical mode as, a human being, and begin to look at things from your thinking, your intellect, your fourth dimension, and then definitely from that energetic aspect of who you are. And so here's the thing. Practice when things happen in your reality that you're not a huge fan of. Practice reframing the experience. It is an intentional process, and if you would like to grow and evolve and get on that path toward really knowing who you are, becoming self-realized, tuning into your potential instead of reacting, just simply begin. Train your response, your emotional response, your intellectual response, your cognitive response, your knee jerk response. Just choose your response. Ask yourself, if I were fully in my power, how would I respond? Number 3. So we are talking about 7 energy blocks keeping you stuck in a low vibration. Number 1 is that you are stuck in self-judgment mode. You're in negative self-talk mode. Number 2, you're reacting to your reality instead of creating it. Number 3, you are not in powerful observer mode. And I already talked about this. The beautiful thing about being intentional, the beautiful thing about your ability to grow and become and evolve and expand and like lean in toward this amazing idea of self-realization is that it's an intentional process. It's not about, taking a bunch of time. It's not any of those things. What it really is making a conscious choice to just tune in a little bit deeper, to understand yourself a little bit better, to lean into understanding what makes you tick. So, if you're not in powerful observer mode, when you're emotionally attached to your problems, you're matching that frequency with your emotional attachment with the frequency of what the problem is. And you are definitely keeping them alive. And I do think, and I don't, how could I, and I think I'll talk about this in like number 4. But the more you glom on to something going on with you, a problem, a thought that won't go away, you're attracting that same energy to you. And so shift, take a step back, observe your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions, right? They are like your emotions are waves of energy inside of you, helping guide you toward a different response, a different feeling, a different way of looking at your current thought, your current behavior, your current way of reacting to something. Don't fight those emotional responses. Allow them to pass so you can shift. Number 4, You are ruminating, you are overthinking, and you are doubting yourself. If your mind is constantly looping on what ifs or worst case scenarios, you are reinforcing uncertainty and you are definitely keeping yourself stuck. I think humans are phenomenal at overthinking and ruminating. I don't know if anyone talks about ruminating all that much, but I mean, purely from like the biochemistry level in your brain, your neural pathways, right? So this is like a brain thing, not just, thoughts, beliefs, stories, and paradigms that are holding you back or, being like out not in sync with alignment with who you really are. I want to say that in a different way. It's very easy to become addicted to thoughts, right? Our neural pathways are wired to be a certain way. And so, we can glom on to, how could I say this in a different way? Because you can rewire and, reroute your neural pathways. So for sure, there's a lot of optimism in what I'm talking about. There's a way to shift, but have to change your thoughts, your beliefs, the way that you're seeing something, perceiving something, etc. But I do want to say that, without getting completely psychological here, I think I'm just going to say it in a different way. The brain is made up of something called schema. And what the brain does, like, there are schema, sort of thoughts and beliefs and reactions that have threads of commonality through time. So like, let's just say you were bitten by a dog when you were a small child and it scared you. You may have schema move throughout your life where you have a physical response of fear to big dogs. So the schema is any cognitive construct going on in your mind where there are common threads between whatever it may be. And they're not all bad, right? Like, another example of schema, and I know I'm being tangential and I will back up in like 1 second. I just want to be clear. It's kind of like, when you learn how to drive a car, there's schema associated with, I got to put it into gear, I got to put my foot on the brake, I got to look at the, am I in reverse, what is my speed, how do I turn the car on. Like, not every car is the same, but once you've got it down, you pretty much can get in any other vehicle and figure out how this other car is going to work. So that's kind of like, it's a neural pathway, but I'm talking about bigger chunks of information that may have like emotion or like that common thread going on. And so ruminating, I think, and overthinking is very much a part of that, because we can get really addicted to our thoughts, those neural pathways, those biochemical reactions. And then, like, all of the schema from whatever we've experienced throughout our lives, it can really be triggering for us. So, what can you do to shift? Ruminating and overthinking can be tough, but you are definitely the boss of your own mind. You are the boss of how you choose to perceive anything. You don't have to get sucked in. You can completely change the way that you're thinking, the thought, the emotional reaction. You are way more powerful than you think. So trust your intuition and take aligned action. Instead of being trapped in these mental loops, you can just say, enough, stop, I'm not going there. Why am I doing this? What am I hung up on? You don't have to ruminate just because you happen to be a human with a really big brain and an awful lot going on. I want to say, and do not quote me, I did not prepare for this in the video. I want to say that human beings think like tens of thousands of thoughts a day, but I have a feeling it could be more than that in a day. It could be way more than that. You are the boss of your mind. Remember that you can rewire anything. You can shift your perception. You can move out of three-dimensional reality into fourth dimension, which is your intellect. So you're kind of like taking it up one notch and being like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm done overthinking. I'm done ruminating. I have better things to be and do and experience and create. And I think that might be all I would like to say about that right now. Just be the boss of your mind. Tune in. Be a conscious observer of what is going on inside of you. So, number 5 out of the 7 things that could possibly be keeping you in a lower vibration, you're holding on to lower vibe emotions like guilt, shame, resentment, envy, jealousy. All of those lower vibe emotions have a much lower vibration, because remember, emotions are frequencies. And if you're stuck in shame or guilt or fear or resentment, you're blocking yourself from having and attracting these higher vibe experiences. And so, again, it is all about being intentional. Move your energy quite literally, shake it out. Some people scream it out, right? Yell therapy is a thing, laugh therapy is a thing. Journal, dance, meditate, listen to high vibe music. Here's the thing, you are the only one who knows why you react the way that you do to something, or why. So I'm talking about things like envy or jealousy or feeling resentful, or feeling angry, right? That's another great example. And again, all of these vibrations and emotions can be legitimate in any given moment in time. So I'm not suggesting in any way, shape, or form to be perfect and only be, high vibe all the time. For sure, I'm not saying that. But then, like, lean into what is making you tick. What is making you feel guilty? Why do you feel guilty? Why are you bringing shame into your consciousness? What are you feeling bad about? Who are you resenting? Can you let it go? Can you let it go? Guilt and shame are definitely energies that are kind of hang out like in the lower chakras, like in your sacral chakra, um, and then in your solar plexus chakra. And so, you could actually do some energy work like in those lower chakras to just sort of begin to understand like where those heavy, heavy, low vibe emotions like guilt and shame come from. So there's a lot you can do. You can move. Definitely, you can go within. You can talk to somebody. You can really begin to like meet out exactly um, where those emotions are coming from for you. And then shift your perception. Get out of self judgment, because guilt and shame have a lot of self judgment attached to them, right? And so get out of that perception. How can you see yourself and those emotions differently? This is really huge, and I know I'm lingering here, but I know that humans really, really struggle with these particular lower vibe emotions. So I think I might make another video about it. Number 6, what else could be bringing you down? Something in your life is genuinely bringing you down. And I mean, I definitely, have already mentioned this. Sometimes low vibration energy is real. A toxic job, a toxic relationship, or a low vibe environment that is draining you. So, again, this is part of your journey of becoming more and more self realized. What is making you tick? Why is this happening? What is the universe bringing in? What are you attracting and calling in for you to observe and become more aware of what resonates with you and what no longer does? Remember, the goal is to get into alignment with the essence of who you are, right? That's the goal. The goal is this idea of self realization. And so tune in. What in your life does not feel aligned? Where are you settling? Even small changes create massive energetic shifts. And I think that the older and wiser we get, like the beautiful, right? I mean, youth is definitely for the young, but the beautiful part, the older and wiser we get, we become much more aware of the vibrations around us, our environment, our relationships, the conversations we have with ourselves and with others, a toxic job, whatever the case may be. The older we get and the wiser we get, hopefully, the more we're tuned in, we can begin to lean into the vibrations that really help us feel really good. And we're definitely feeling like that whole body yes, that hell yes, these are my people, this is my life, this is what I want to create, this is what I want to feel, what I want to experience. And then finally, what else might be keeping you stuck? You haven't given yourself permission to be in flow. You do not need permission from anyone to do anything. I talked about this probably in my very first YouTube video about you are enough. I'm going to say it again, and maybe it won't have as much impact. Don't allow others to tell you who you are when they do not know who they are. Don't allow others who don't know themselves to tell you who you are. Right? We've all been programmed. It's just part of this human experience. And the joy and the beauty of like opening up, of expanding and really understanding who we are, what makes us tick, is that we do get to consciously decide what makes us feel really, really good. And so, are you forcing things? Are you overworking? Are you hustling? Are you not in alignment? Are you not tuned into who you are? Right? You haven't given yourself permission to be in flow with a higher vibration. What if, what if things really worked out for you? What if you found yourself saying, oh my gosh, life is so good. Life is so magical. I love waking up every day. I love who I am. I love who I'm becoming. I love what is truly interesting to me. I love what lights me up. All of these things are all about flow. I love when I feel in the deepest, deepest parts of who I am that hell yes, that whole body yes. You are a sovereign soul. You are the co creator of your reality, and you are the boss of your mind. You are the decider of your emotions. You are the master observer. You are the player in your own quantum field, in your own reality matrix. And so remember that flow is not passive. It is an intentional state of allowing and creating at the same time. And the best way to do it, the most magical way, is just every day be a little bit more intentional about really loving who you are, aligning with who you are, aligning with your soul in a really powerful way. And remember, that matters most. That matters more than anything. You will create a vibration inside of you that is unadulterated joy and bliss. Does it stick around? No, we're human, but the more you're intentional and the more you nurture that vibe, the more you will build this almost like vibrational resistance. So when life does bring you down, or you have like a weird interaction, or something comes up, or you're in self judgment mode, or you feel like you're being judged, or you're ruminating, or all the things that I just talked about, you can bounce back much more easily. So you can just shift it, let go of, I have to do it all energy, I have to be it all, and just give yourself permission to be in flow. Remember who you are and trust this beautiful, amazing co creative process. Just trust life. That was really powerful, I think. I feel like I just had like a little bit of an outer body experience. So I want to kind of like just go through and remind you 7 energy blocks that will keep you in a lower vibration. You're stuck in self judgment and negative talk. You're reacting to your reality instead of creating it. You're not in powerful observer mode. You're ruminating, overthinking, and doubting yourself. You're holding on to lower vibe emotions like guilt or shame or resentment or anger or any envy, any of those things, jealousy. Someone in your life is genuinely, or something or someone, Freudian slip there. Something in your life is genuinely bringing you down. And finally, you haven't given yourself permission to be in flow. Remember who you are, an amazing, expansive, eternal, powerful co creator of your reality. That is how it works. You are multidimensional. You are way more than just your physical body here on earth in 3D form. So, which of these energy blocks resonated with you the most? Drop a comment below. I would love, love, love a subscribe, a like. And if you're ready to raise your vibration and shift your reality, make sure you subscribe to more, my channel for sure. I will put a link to my newsletter in the description box. I think I'm going to put in a really cool free gift that I created called the Morning Ritual Journal. And it really is all about getting into that intentional space and raising your vibration. And then maybe I'll put in, I don't know, something else really cool. I don't know what yet. I'll figure it out. But I think that is, where I kind of want to land today in finishing this video. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I said what I needed to say. Be good to yourself. Pay attention to self judgment. Pay attention to how you're reacting to the judgment of others. Pay attention to all of the ways that you can shift your perception, shift your mindset, be the boss of your mind. You are not victim to what you are experiencing or thinking in your life. It is the other way around. So, be amazing, be expansive, be multidimensional, beautiful, powerful. Go create your reality. Have an amazing day. I hope this video helped you, and I will see you all next time. Namaste.